All right, hi guys. So this is the first in a series that I'll be doing as well, because dreams are very important to me, and dream symbols are um, very informative about what's going on in our own psyche. You know, what we don't realize is that our eyes, our senses, even we really catch consciously. We don't catch as much as our subconscious does. So our dreams kind of are like, they're lessons. They're based off of what our subconscious has picked up throughout the day, and so the subconscious tries to relay it to our conscious, and in a way that we'll understand, and we understand symbols. We are very symbolic, image-driven people. Words came way after. As far as communication goes, we have a lot of ways of communicating besides just language, and that's why verbal communication makes up such a small portion of how we communicate. So this dream I had, I was going down an elevator. And the ride on the elevator was very shaky, and so, I braced the walls a little bit, and then I reached the bottom floor. I started at the top, went to the bottom. Now, like I say, elevator dream, a dream of an elevator is very common, especially in the 21st century. Our conscious is going, or our subconscious is going to use symbols that we can relate to. If we were back in the day, horse and buggy probably, would be one of our symbols. But, we're in the 21st century, 2017, about to be 2018. So, we have elevators, and that's, elevators is such a very symbolic way of our subconscious talking to us. I have elevator dreams a lot. And usually on the elevator, I'm going down an elevator. Now, when you're going down an elevator or escalator or steps, even, it was talking, your subconscious is relaying to you a descent into your subconscious. It's not anything bad or negative. It's just going deeper into your psyche. And that's great because that's self-awareness. However, if you're going up on an elevator, then it represents maybe a promotion in status, maybe a growth, anything that's symbolic of going to a higher level. So I'm just made of this quick little spread. I wanted it very symbolic of how the elevator is moving in the dream. So, like I said, I started on the top floor, so this is where my first card starts, right up here. Now, if you want to do this spread and your elevator dream, you are at the bottom and you're going up to a higher floor, then your first card will start down here. But, so where I'm starting, first card. And that just represents what is the image I have of myself right now. Because obviously I'm going away from something. Not only am I going to something, but I'm also leaving something behind. So this where I'm starting is very important. Now the second card, like I said, in the dream, I was on the elevator. It was very shaky. It was turbulence. It was rough. So I wanted to know, what's the challenge of me reaching the ground floor? What's the challenge of me reaching my desired outcome? What challenges me? And then, so I know the third card, because I'm going down in my subconscious, I'm learning about my psyche, I'm going deeper into things that I don't know consciously. So, this card is the advice to reach the destination. What is the advice here? And this advice is it's a deeper way of just saying what's the desired outcome. Like, the desired outcome is, okay, that's that could be a little vague as far as doing something like this. As far as delving into our psyche, we know what the desired outcome is. Like, whenever we're doing shadow work, or we're trying to go into our subconscious, our psyche, and see what makes us tick, why we act the way we do, why do we respond or react to things the way that we do, we already know what the desired outcome is. The desired outcome is complete nirvana, right? Bliss, happiness, being loved. We are love. So this card is a little deeper than that. It talks about the advice. And how do we reach this destination? Well, we know what challenges us now. What's the advice to overcome this challenge? What is the advice to reach this destination at the bottom of the elevator? All right. So we started off this. The first card, it represents the Fool, and this is where I'm starting. Now, this dream, I'm sorry, they also didn't do the backstory. The dream comes right after I did a blog post last night, which I'm going to be posting the link to the description because it's very closely related to this dream, but I don't have enough time to talk about the blog post in detail and then talk about this dream. I just really want to show you how to do this spread. However, if you're really interested in what my reading means for me personally, I have no problem sharing my personal journey with you. But the blog post I wrote about is a 14-part series showing you how to do a tarot horoscope spread for yourself. So I'm using my reading as a personal example. And the first house that I did is the first house is the reverse Two of Swords. That's what landed in the first house for me, which was the first card position. And this is part 3 in my series. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description. So because that blog post and everything that I learned about myself last night while doing that blog post, it really stuck with me, I guess. So, I had this very, quite a vivid dream about it. And so I'm starting off with the Fool, and that is symbolic of my beginning, my childhood innocence. That this is not only is that portrayed in my blog post a lot, but this is where I'm starting. Even at present day, I still have this naivete about me as far as my relationships with others. It's very illusory, and I think that this is what the Fool represents as well. So the challenge that blocks me from reaching my desired outcome was the reverse Three of Swords. And definitely, I talked a little bit about the trauma that, not so much, I didn't go too deep into detail about it on my blog post, but I do have a lot of conditioning that I received as a kid when I was being raised, and a lot of I've suffered a lot of heartbreak, a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief, and there are things that I haven't really gotten over yet, and they still affect how I communicate with people these days. So going on to the third card, the advice to reach the destination, because it's not always where you're going, it's definitely how to get there. And I pulled the Hierophant card, and this deck is called Faith. And one of the first symbols on this card that grabbed my attention is the Yin Yang symbol. The Yin Yang symbol, really, to me, it talks about blending. You're blending two halves of a whole. No parts are greater than its whole. I have light side, and I also have a dark side, and it's all about blending these to make one complete picture. So the Hierophant tells me, as far as my advice, honestly, to keep. It's about teaching. And the Hierophant is a teacher. So I'm going to continue sharing what I learned about myself, because not only do I feel like it helps you, but I know that it helps me. I know that, but I always love to tell people I don't talk at anyone about anything. If I give advice, if I offer words to try to encourage you, I want you to know, like, I speak from a place of compassion, of sympathy, I never talk at anyone. I talk to you. And so this is what this faith card represents to me is deeper reflection, how I'm going to overcome this grief and move from this fool position is by further discovery of myself, continuing to teach, because not only am I teaching others, but I'm also teaching myself. I've learned quite a bit about myself doing that blog post last night. So once again, because I find this series that I'm doing on the tarot horoscope very informative, and I'm getting very it's something that's very kind of advanced like spread, but I do my best to communicate with you and teach you how to do it and how to use this. So please click the link in the bio. There's 3 parts to the series so far. I will be working on doing more blog posts. I'm going to do at least 2 blog posts a week. I'm telling you so that you can hold me accountable to that. Because like I said, at first I thought that I was doing that little 14-part series for you guys, and really this dream has opened my eyes to show me that I'm doing this for myself, and I need this more than I even need to share it with you. So please stay tuned to my journey, and have a wonderful new year, okay? Thank you.